Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel, and I have the Titanicus t-shirt on. It can only mean one thing. We are back to the Warlord Titan, and good news, in this video we have finished the legs. Woo! Small celebration. Yep, I have finished painting the legs to the Warlord Titan. I've been intensely painting this this beast probably for the last 3 weeks, and we've finally got, what, a third of the model done. Woohoo! Yeah, so this video I'm going to chuck up some pictures, have a quick chat about some of the photos, and then just play some music with some images, because I'm off on a stag do, so I haven't got time to actually do a full audio commentary on this one. So enjoy it and let's get straight into the video. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the reality of painting a model like this in a desk like this. Is you end up with basically what I class as an admin hand grenade. So everything just is an utter mess. I've got so much going on because you want to try and keep concurrent activity as you go through this. So I've got things going on in the airbrush booth with regard to varnishing and so on. I've got the weathering powders going on some of the toes and some of the armour panels, etc. So I wanted to do a quick picture of midweek this week, or is it last week? Earlier this week, of all the stuff that's going on the desk. You can see countless brushes and chemicals knocking around to do with the pigmentation of the weathering powders, all that good stuff. Yeah, as you can see, this is kind of the reality of painting something of this size. Decal sheets everywhere, you know, there's an awful lot going on, and it's very difficult to try and keep tidy because I'm trying to work on several different things at the same time, just to try and speed the process up. I don't want to sit there waiting for gloss varnish to dry when I've got weathering powders, and then when the weathering powders are on, I've got to apply pigment fixer to those. So as you can see, that is a bit of a logistical challenge, but I thought I'd give you a little insight into what goes on behind the scenes, as it were, when I'm making a Titan like this. But before we show some of the finalised pictures, here's some mid-progress shots. I've got zip ties holding this on as the JB World cures. I had to get JB World in here somewhere. As that's curing behind here, so I've got these ziplock zip ties holding this thing together. You can see there on the other side as well, as those armour panels get applied. There's a slight bend in these, but I didn't want to dunk them in hot water to bend those. So what I did was just brute force and ignorance and get those strapped on, and then just use the weld to keep those together. Some of the weathering in progress shots here. So I've attached those small little armour panels between the toes. They're heavily rusted and muddied up. Pretty much all the weathering is applied to pretty much below the shin level, because that's where, you know, all the activity really goes. And I've kept it fairly clean once we get above that. So you can see there's kind of a line where mud and grime would kind of attach itself, but I've not gone much higher than that. So that's kind of the theory behind it. But I haven't applied any weathering to the Celestial knee pads, just because I wanted to showcase those rather than then cover them in awful weathering. Well, not awful weathering, but you know what I mean. I don't want to cover all that effort in weathering powders. But let's take the beast to the photo booth and get some decent pictures and stick them up with some tunes for you. So with the pictures done, I thought I'd throw up a couple of extra bonus pictures for you wonderful viewers. And that is kind of putting the chassis back on to the legs, so you can just get that element of scale. You can see the size of this photo booth, right, and this just dwarfs it. So I'll be doing some better pictures, but that will have to be outside of the photo booth, so I'll have to set up my lights and everything else for that. But just so you can see what's going to be coming next, all of those magnetised weapons, the magnetised head and that giant lump of the torso, as you can see it is pretty beefy. But that is going to be coming very, very soon. So hope you stay tuned for further updates on that on the channel as we go through the next stages. So there we go then, guys. Legs complete. I'd love to know in the comment section what you think of this giant monstrosity of a model from Forge World. It is huge, as you can see from those pictures. I've probably put in, I dread to think how many hours I've put into this so far. Probably enough to paint, you know, 2,000 or 3,000 point army. But I hope you are enjoying the progress. I know a lot of you have subscribed, or at least watching the content. If you haven't subscribed, why haven't you subscribed? You should subscribe today. I know a lot of you have joined just for the Warlord progress and so on. I'm hoping you are enjoying the increased video count on the Warlord Titan. And I'd love to hear from you in the comment section what you think so far. And are you ready for the torso? Because the torso is a giant piece of resin, very difficult to manhandle. That's going to be the biggest challenge. I'm probably going to have to wear gloves and stuff to stop fingerprints and all other kinds of painting dramas as we go through this. But yeah, that's going to be quite a difficult one. Although once you put it together and you put all the armour panels on, you don't see 90% of it anyway. But it is the focal point of the model. You are looking, you know, at that big lump of resin more than you are looking at the lower half, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge to paint that manhandling of such a large object in the airbrush booth, and then all the hairy brush requirements to paint a lot of the detail in. So that's going to be coming up very soon. So stay tuned for that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I shall catch you guys hopefully on the next video when I've returned from Poland and I'm not in a prison somewhere. But till then, see you later.